My name is Bob Brasco, and I'm a high school history teacher. I was born in 1954, so I grew up in an era that encompassed a couple different decades. I was a young boy and a young teenager through the 60s. And then, I was an older teenager and a young man through the 70s. Well, growing up in that era, I mean, it's hard to explain because there was just so many things going on. I mean, they from civil rights to the Vietnam War to the Cold War, and they all had such serious implications. I sort of was scared a lot. I didn't know what was going to happen next. There's no doubt in my mind that television had a profound influence on all the things that were going on. And when I was growing up in that era, it was just a little black and white TV set with 3 stations. But TV brought everything right into your home. I can especially remember the Vietnam War being brought into our home. People were actually looking for their loved ones to see them if they were there. We saw these shots of African Americans getting beat with billy clubs and sprayed with these water hoses. It was frightening for a little kid to see these things. TV just brought it right into our living rooms every day. We are still trying to recover as a nation from some of the things that happened in the 60s. What I think I'm trying to say about this era is that it started out on such a positive note. And then, my goodness, we started assassinating people. We assassinated JFK, we killed his brother Bobby, then we assassinated Martin Luther King, not to mention Malcolm X. We went from a nation that was inspired and wanted to get into politics to a nation that became cynical of government. And we didn't trust them anymore. We didn't believe what they had to say. And I still think that's the case today. We don't trust our government. We're cynical of it. And I think that's the biggest thing that happened to us as a nation. And we're still trying to recover from that. I joined the United States Navy in 1974. The Navy was nothing but a very positive experience to me. I became a man in the Navy and understood about what it meant to be a man and how to have discipline in your life and deal with the responsibilities, necessary to be a man. And I loved being in the Navy. That's where I met my first wife, Mrs. Brasco. She was in the Navy also. If you think God or fate has a hand in things, I think they did. They put us together in the Navy to find each other. The Beatles had a tremendous influence on me. The Beatles had a big influence, such a big influence because they seemed like they were singing to me. Well, you know what? I think there are a number of reasons why the Beatles were popular. We were grieving over JFK. We were about 3 or 4 months into it, and they came to America, and it was like just what we needed to get over our mourning and grief for JFK. It was like a shot in the arm, a shot of adrenaline, a shot of excitement, of joy, enthusiasm. I know when some people think of the Beatles, they think of, drugs or, a certain type of culture. But when I think of them, I think of that beautiful music that was all about love. But it was a different approach to it. And that was what was really cool about it. All you need is love. If we can really live by that creed, we can make this country great again.